When my human self presents to me many challenges that burden me, my heart center shines and calls to me. This is who I choose to be. Sometimes lessons.
Welcome to the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. This is Penny Fisher, and we are so glad you are joining us for this week's episode. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. I can't believe we're already here with episode 9, but here we are, ready for a new year, a new us, a new adventure, hopefully a good one as we step into this new year of 2024. So cool. I hope you all had an amazing holiday season. I hope you had time to spend with loved ones and family. I hope you stayed healthy. I know that was definitely not the case in our house. So if I sound a little wonky, it's because I'm recovering from whatever, upper respiratory nasty stuff. But I hope that was not the case for each of you. And I hope you're ready for 2024. I think we're in for quite a ride. I was actually in an event last night with one of my, a colleague of mine who gave us kind of the arc of the 2024 astrological calendar, and it looks like it's going to be a heck of a ride. And I think it's going to be a year of incredible growth and incredible manifestation potential. So buckle up, my friends. So as I was kind of shifting gears and coming back from the holiday where we got to spend time with family and friends, and I did a lot of traveling, I was kind of rolling around in my head what I wanted to talk to you about today in this episode. And as always, the universe provides. And I ended up having a really cool conversation with my son the other day. We're both a little wacky, so we kind of go down really nifty rabbit holes sometimes. And this was absolutely no exception. We ended up talking about this idea that our purpose in our lifetime, especially this particular lifetime, is to remember our way back to who and what we truly are, right? We're working to come back to the reality that we are the divine. We are source. We are God, creator, creatrix, all that is, right? However you identify source, the universal energy of unconditional love, right? And as we talked a little bit, we got down into the weeds a bit about this idea of doubt. And I thought that if this might be a really cool thing to unpack together a little bit today, because doubt can 100%, well, I can only talk about myself. I can tell you that doubt, for me anyhow, can 100% derail that journey, right? It can take us as we're doing our work, we're remembering who we are, we're sitting in the energies of the cosmic matrix and the cosmic heart, and then all of a sudden doubt rears its head and it spins us around. And I feel sometimes like I'm playing a Monopoly game, and I've been told to, to go back to home base, and I can't collect my $200, right? Um, so for me, anyhow, doubt sucks. Sorry, let me just put it out there. It's hard. Like doubt takes all kinds of things that I'm working toward and puts me right back again at square one, right? It can make me feel small. It can make me feel off balance. It can it can make me second guess. Can I do this? Am I good enough? What happens if I don't get it right? What happens if, other people don't think I'm good, blah, 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 right? It goes on and on and on. And I was actually reading something the other day where the author was talking about um, this idea of releasing doubt, because if we accept the fact that we are really are aspects of the divine, right? We really are created in the image of the divine, and we are of the divine, right? Then how can we possibly be less than perfect? We don't need to doubt. Do you think God or the universe, do you think that those beings doubt? I don't think so, right? Do you think that they ever consider themselves, or that energetic ever considers itself a victim? Pretty sure not. Like, well, the words are coming out of my mouth. It feels utterly ludicrous, right? So if the divine, if source is free from doubt, is perfect, is pure love, and can't ever see itself as less than perfection, as can never see itself in the role of victimhood. And if we are the divine, then we have no need for doubt, right? We have no need to ever second guess who we are. Because quite honestly, doubt puts us squarely in the role of thinking that we are victims, that things are being done to us, that we um, are bringing upon ourselves, or that there are things that are, let's put it this way, that there are things that are like beyond our control, right? And we know from past episodes that this is just not true, right? From the world of quantum physics, we know that everything that comes to us because it is a vibrational match. So it's a vibrational match for the doubt inside us. And therefore, we want to start to work with doubt in what one of my teachers would say, a skillful way, right? And I was thinking a little bit more about doubt. And I think that for me, anyhow, you think if this resonates for you, but doubt really anchors me in this idea that there's a right way to do something and a wrong way to do something, right? There's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. And when I was in public education and I was an instructional coach and I was an administrator, I used to say to my teachers all the time when they would have kids who couldn't, were having trouble being successful in the classroom. And I would say to them, what if we did this? What if we stopped thinking in terms of right and wrong, right? What if we simply approached every experience with curiosity? And you've heard me say this a million times before. What if we simply accepted anything that came into our space and said, what is this here to teach me? Right. I saw this movie, oh God, years ago. I honestly, I don't remember how long, and I don't remember the name of the movie. But there's this one scene, it's like a throwaway scene in the movie, where the character is asked, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you knew that you couldn't do anything wrong, what would your day look like? All right, think about that one. If you woke up tomorrow and you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that you couldn't do anything wrong, what would your day look like? How would you proceed? And at least for me, that stopped me in my tracks. It is so far from my reality. I can't even tell you. Listen, let me do a true confessions thing here. I'm the oldest of four kids. And growing up, my younger siblings and my parents too had a nickname for me. They used to call me Piggy Penny Perfect. And I'm being honest, I kind of deserved it, right? Because I was 100% positive that I was right about everything. And while I was probably right about a lot of things, what happened was I developed this worldview in which I believed that if I wasn't, and I'm air quoting now, right? If I couldn't do something really well or really easily, or I got something wrong, that I was going to be in trouble. I was going to be punished. I ultimately, what is it that we all crave? We all crave love. I wasn't going to be loved. And so this followed me. I mean, decades when I was a kid, right? I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody was riding their bikes when they were, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, right? My mother tells the story. She said I wouldn't get on the bike, just refused until I was 7, which again, in that neighborhood was unheard of. Um, and then if you fast forward years, I was in high school and my math teacher, my geometry teacher, um, asked me to be on a competitive math team, right? Somewhere along the way, I had made up my mind that I wasn't good at math. And I was terrified that I wasn't going to be good enough or I wasn't going to get things right. And so I made up some like bizarre excuse to say, hey, thanks, but no thanks. Right. And I share these stories with you because, at least for me, I have found that doubt can be paralyzing. I mean, absolutely paralyzing. Um, Doubt is one of those tricks that ego has in its bag. And ego uses doubt to keep us small. It keeps us from believing in um, that, what do I want to call it? The deep magic, right? That is inside of us. That is who we are. It's our reality. It's our birthright, right? But here's the crazy thing. Doubt is not bad. Doubt is not the enemy, right? We've said this before, again, from the perspective of quantum physics. Energy is neutral, right? Energy does not have a value until we give it a value. And so when we feel paralyzed, when we feel unable to function, then we assign doubt the label of being bad. But just like we've said in probably almost every episode that we've been together so far, we have the power to shift that narrative. We can say to doubt, okay, so you're here again. I'm just going to open up to you. I'm going to accept you. I'm not going to judge you or judge myself for having um, brought you into my space. I'm simply going to be in this space of being curious and of saying to you, okay, what are you here to teach me? What old wounds are you here to highlight for me? What identity that I've taken on from other people, people who thought I was um, not smart enough, not good enough, not fast enough, not strong enough, not pretty enough, not thin enough, not whatever enough, you fill in the blank, right? What identity are you here to show me that I'm now ready to release? Right. And I promise you, again, I've been there. I get it. When you are willing to invite that doubt in, when you are willing to make friends with it, when you are willing to invite it into your sacred heart chamber, your sacred heart space, when you are willing to open that portal so that that powerful, loving energy of that cosmic heart can flow through the cosmic matrix and into your heart, I guarantee you that that experience of doubt, that energy of doubt will start to shift, right? Remember, we've said this before. There are only two human emotions, love and fear. So anything that's not love is an aspect of fear. And that's what doubt is, right? We're afraid. We're afraid that, again, you fill in the blank for you. I doubt myself about this because I'm afraid that this is going to happen, right? And we want to I would say I want you to start to develop the habit of treating doubt like, and we've said this before, like a scared small child. I don't want you to push it away. I don't want you to punish it. I don't want you to yell at it. I want you to take it onto your lap. I want you to hug it. I want you to ask it what it's there to teach you, develop a dialogue with it. And I want you to start to engage with it so that it can remember what it really is. And that doubt is just love. It's just love. It's part of you. So of course it's love. It's just forgotten. It's just forgotten who it really is. And as we start to do that, we invite ourselves um, to create new habits and new patterns, right? There was research, oh gosh, years and years ago that says that we never um, we never get rid of old habits. We have to layer over them, right? So it's like the more we practice doing this, the more it becomes our default setting. The default setting of, instead of judging ourselves or lingering in the doubt, right? Telling ourselves stories about how it must be true, or this is who I really am. This is just the way it is for me. Instead, we sit with it, we invite it in, we hold it close, and little by little, we are able to develop new habits, right? That allow us to replace fear and doubt with curiosity, with playfulness, with love, because we know that we're right where we need to be. We know that that experience of doubt is a gift. Didn't come wrapped the way we wanted to, because nobody wants that, but it's there, right? So if we receive it as feedback, if we receive it as another road sign on the map back to ourselves, right? And as we're heading into 2024 now, we're starting to we're starting on a whole new part of our journey back to remembering who we are, right? We don't need to push the doubt away, because we understand that we can create our own experiences. All we have to do is follow the map, and we need to love ourselves, all of ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And I'm talking energetically now, emotionally, because here's the crazy part. None of it's good or bad. Again, remember, energy is neutral. It's just love that has forgotten that it's love. It's just forgotten. Big work, but we've got this. So let me share a channeled message that, again, I had this conversation with my son, and then the next day I was looking through some old journals and I saw this message, and I'm like, okay, clearly doubt is what we need to talk about. But this is from Master Melchizedek. And he says this to us. He says, I would speak with you today about doubt. Why is it that you doubt? A bird does not doubt that it can fly, nor a fish that it can swim. You are a child of the light, perfect in every way. And the love that flows within you powers the light that you are. When you allow doubt, which is a form of fear, to keep you small, it is a form of bondage, but one that is imposed from within. Part of your learning in this lifetime is to learn how to handle these feelings of doubt skillfully when they arise. Doubt is your ego's way of drowning out the still small voice that comes from your authentic self. The ego is fearful that the voice that is now small will find its power and grow and grow and grow, and the ego will be left behind. But it is the nature, the very essence of that voice to want to grow, to sing, to be heard. And it is the vibration of that voice that will shift your very DNA, that will awaken structures within your cellular memory and activate the coding of the light body that you truly are. This memory of who you truly are has been co-opted by fear and conditioning for millennia, and so it will take time for the recalibration to take root. And I'm just going to pause here. Master Melchizedek, I think, is reminding us here to give ourselves grace, to be gentle with ourselves, to not beat ourselves up if things don't go the way we want them to, if we misstep, if we forget. It's just, oh, okay, I did this instead of this. I will breathe and I will continue to work with this, right? And sure enough, he says, as I continue, be patient, dear ones, and delight in your commitment to the task at hand. As doubt arises, simply allow it. Sit with it, invite it in, and ask it to make itself fully known to you. Just as you have learned to do with pain and other heavy emotion, ask, what is it here to teach you? Perhaps ask it to show itself to you, its essence, its heart, that you might better understand its origin, and then simply sit, open to receive, and the light will begin to pour in, rising to fill and cleanse those spaces within you that need to be awakened, as they are so needed by humanity and by the earth at this time. It is time to allow your brilliant light to shine forth as a beacon of hope for others who find their light eclipsed by doubt. Trust us, for we are with you always. We hold you in our loving embrace, and it is so. Big work, but we've got this, and we're so supported. And you heard, right, the practice that he tucked in there for us. It's a practice we know well. It's that practice of, and dropping into your heart, breathing, bringing up what makes us uncomfortable. In this case, we're talking about doubt, and just allowing unconditional love to flow into that space, right? And I'd like to actually add something to this practice, right? Let's zhuzh it up, as a friend of mine says. Doubt comes up, you notice it, you make the time to sit, you drop into your heart, you invite doubt in. And here's what I'd like you to play with. I'd like you to ask doubt to make itself known to you in a way that you can relate to, right? So you might notice that doubt will take on a personality, right? So here's for instance, years ago, I was in a workshop and I was working with anger. And I asked anger to make itself known to me. So you can't make this stuff up. And anger presented itself as this glowing red energy that was the persona, like literally the image of, do you remember Disney's animated Snow White? And remember when the Wicked Queen turns into the little old witch and she offers Snow White the poisoned apple? Well, it was that little old witch. I swear that's how anger presented to me. It's crazy. So doubt might present as a persona. It might present as a color or an image. You might get a feeling. You might have tingles or tension in your body, change in temperature. You might have song lyrics drop into your head. I have several friends and clients who have song lyrics appear to them, right? You might experience absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter. Trust it. Trust that whatever is happening for you is exactly what's supposed to happen, that you are in the right place at the right time doing the right work. You might have a big emotional release. I'll have this happen sometimes. I'll sit and I'll be all happy and relaxed and I'll drop into my heart space and just start bawling my eyes out, right? Like ugly crying. And I don't know what it is, but I trust it, right? I am a firm believer that you do not need to know what the event was or the incident was or who this is about. When you open yourself to receive the healing, to receiving the light of and the energy of the cosmic heart, then it everything can be transformed and transmuted just through intention and the power of love. I believe that with every fiber of my being. And know also, right, Melchizedek said it might take time. It might be that you're going to sit with it for a few days or a few weeks or even longer, right? And I know I've shared this anecdote with you about a beautiful and amazing Buddhist monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, who has transitioned. And I'm paraphrasing this mightily, but he used to talk about dealing with anger. And he would say, I sit and I breathe in, and breathing in, I am angry. Breathing out, I am angry. Breathing in, I am angrier still. Breathing out, the anger is still with me. So this, and he said this can go on for days or weeks or months, right? So this is not a magic, bullet here. This takes time, and that's why we call it a practice, because it's a practice. But you've got this. You've got this. Because I know, like I know the sun is coming up tomorrow, that when you sit and bring in those loving vibrations of the cosmic heart through that flow of the energy of the cosmic matrix, that you are bringing in and activating and allowing this infusion of support. You are being supported in making incredibly deep transformational shifts. You are being supported in engaging with doubt to help it remember that it is simply love that has forgotten its true nature, which is love. You are being supported in not just healing the aspects of you that doubt, but in allowing the energy to be reintegrated, to come back into your field, to be able to flow with more ease, right? And that's what we want: clean, clear flow of energy. And as this happens, and it happens over time, right? A very, very, very dear friend of mine, my first teacher, dearer to me than, you know, than I don't even know what, but like my own breath. We used to laugh and say, we can read about these things in books where people have these peak experiences and it's amazing. But for us, it would be we do the work, and all of a sudden one day an incident would come and we'd be triggered and we wouldn't respond. I'd be like, whoa, how did we get here? Right? I share that with you because I want you to trust. That's what I want. I want you to trust that it's coming. I want you to give yourself grace when it seems like you're not making progress, because I guarantee that you are. And the more that you practice this, the more that you will make progress on that pathway, that journey back to remembering who you truly are. That divine and perfect being of love and light. That is how Source sees you. And it is my most sincere wish that you walk this path so that you can release doubt, transform and transmute it back into love, so that you can see yourself the same way that Source sees you: perfect, divine, filled with love and with light. I am so grateful to each of you for joining me. I wish you a new year filled with rivers of abundance in all its forms, filled with joy and laughter, filled with peace, filled with bliss, filled with the remembering of who you truly are. I am Penny Starhart, and this has been the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. Until we are together again next week, remember that you are love and you are loved.
This is who